Hello, everybody. I'm Lori Jovest with PopSpeed Digital Marketing, and with me is Kylie Metcalf, who's also a member of our team. Say hi, Kylie.
Hi, everybody.
So, we do these LinkedIn Lives monthly, and this month we are talking about TikTok for marketers. We get a lot of questions about TikTok. Do you recommend your clients be on it? Absolutely, if it's the right type of marketing effort. Absolutely, you should be on TikTok. If you can't do it right, don't do it. And it's hard to do it right, Kylie?
Yes, it definitely is. It takes a lot of manpower and resources, but at the same time, when it's done right, exactly what you said, it can really make a difference.
Absolutely. And we refer to it, we actually went to a workshop, a TikTok online workshop, and they refer to themselves and should be considered an entertainment platform for marketing. And what I realized, with a lot of our clients is they're not consistently entertaining. I mean, we have a lot of great information. We have a lot of really great things to share with people. However, to create an ongoing stream of entertainment content might be more than the client wants to spend money on if they're not sure it's going to be effective. But Kylie and I talked just earlier today about what we mean by entertainment. Do you want to cover that for us, Kylie?
Yeah, so we refer to it internally as an entertainment platform through and through. We tell our clients who ask about it, it's an entertainment platform. Just because at the heart of it, that's what it is. When you start diving into all of the different niches and types of content you find on TikTok, one of the examples we came up with earlier is somebody who openly talks about traits of different people and different personality types and educating people on relationships and things like that, like
Mhm.
therapist type content. And we pose the question for ourselves, is that entertainment? And the way I see it is it's almost as if TV meets social media, and
Mhm.
it's very different types of entertainment. So think about the stuff that you watch on TV. We watch true crime documentaries, we watch reality TV, we watch the news, we watch all of these things that, might not be classified as traditionally entertaining, but
Mhm.
they inform us, they educate us, and with that, we're entertained by it. So I think it is an interesting kind of fission between TV, things that we watch to be entertained, to learn, and social media. It kind of meshes the two.
Mhm, absolutely. And the reason it takes significant resources is because it's all video and it can't be boring. If it's
Yeah.
boring, it it's not going to help your cause basically. So, if you're going to jump on the TikTok bandwagon, you want to make sure you are ready to take it on and to keep the effort going. You don't want to abandon your effort, but it does happen. You see a lot of people start it, and then when they're not getting the results they want, or they just get too busy, they stop. And I'm guilty of that. I had a work mom says TikTok, and I got involved in a whole bunch of other things, and it's just
Mhm.
sitting there. Someday
Yeah.
I'll get back to it, but it's not really desirable to abandon your social channels. So let's
Hmm.
get into what you need to know to excel at TikTok social. Kylie, why don't you take this one?
Yeah. So first things first, as with any other social platform, authentic content equals better results. So for us, what that means is if you're not prioritizing realness, whether that's real people, demos, products, life, anything that kind of falls into that category, success is a little bit less likely. So if you're doing a skit type of TikTok and it's not necessarily relevant to your brand, it doesn't necessarily tell a story, or it's not entertaining, it can come off as not entertaining, which is a big no-no. People will swipe up immediately, or it can come off as performative, which
Mhm.
ultimately, for lack of a better word, just kind of annoys people. And they're not
Mhm.
necessarily going to want to engage with your stuff moving forward. So we recommend finding your niche. There's a niche for everything on TikTok. Stick with it, stay authentic to it, and find a way to do it in an entertaining way. So, a great example of a brand that continues to do this right and has really done it right from the beginning is Scrub Daddy. If you
Oh,
haven't
they're
seen their
so funny.
TikTok, you're missing out, right? at its heart, it's a really good sponge, but they've found a way to turn that product into one of the most entertaining brands on TikTok, in my opinion. And I know I know you agree, Lori, because we talk about their
Agree.
page quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they do everything from real life product demos to show what their product does and how it's different, to funny skits, jumping on trends, to, you can kind of see here, across the board, everything that they do garners millions of views. They have millions of
Yeah.
followers. And I mean, essentially they're a sponge. So you know that they're
They're a
doing something right, and
sponge.
they're, yeah, exactly. It's so funny to me and so random, but it's a great example of doing TikTok the right way.
Absolutely, and it's interesting because I some you may not think that your business belongs on TikTok because how could it possibly be entertaining enough? And what that brings to mind for me is the company, I forget what they're called, but it shouldn't be too hard to find if you go over on TikTok, that paints stripes on the road. And they have a guy
Mhm.
that he takes his camera out while they're striping the road, and you can just watch the machine stripe the road. It is so engaging, and it's just
Yeah.
so rewarding to sit and watch the paint go down and make these perfect straight lines.
Very
They have tens of
satisfying. Yeah.
thousands of followers. It's so funny to me that they have, that kind of a following for that kind of a program or channel, but it's got an audience, and honestly, it's kind
Mhm.
of fun to watch.
Yeah,
So,
it is. It definitely is.
seriously. So trend jacking on TikTok is so important. Everybody remembers this little corn dude. Oh my God, he was so funny. Agility is critical. Think, create, and execute fast. Try not to let your legal department bog you down too much, though they will do that sometimes. But keep in mind that what we always say is trends have short legs. And what that means is you don't want to be the brand that comes out 3 months behind everybody else and or grabs that trend at the very tail end when it's not fun anymore and everybody's
Mhm.
over it. So, when you see a trend that you think you can latch onto and get a little juice from, jump in and do it quick. And, take a chance because the worst thing that can happen is you have a post that wasn't successful. You may have a post that's really successful if you try. You don't know. So,
Mhm.
we do tell people to, try new things there. So, gotta love that kid. Makes me wanna go watch
Yep.
that video again because he's
I
so
know, right?
cute. So, he's awesome. So, why should brands collaborate with TikTok influencers, Kylie?
Yeah, so I would argue more than any other platform, TikTok influencers have it down to a T. Many of the ones that are doing it
Mhm,
right, at least. They know the platform, they know what works for their audiences, they know the trends, they work fast. Ultimately,
mhm,
they get it. And by collaborating with influencers among your brand, one of the big one that stands out for me in my for you page is beauty influencers, whether that's
mhm,
skincare, makeup, things like that. You will see so many brands. Actually, a really good example of this is there's a makeup slash skincare brand called Summer Fridays that
mm,
has, it's essentially a glorified lip balm, but it's pigmented, so it almost looks like a lip gloss. And what they will do when they drop new products is send free product to influencers that they have on their list that they've collaborated with before, have them post about it, have them review it before the product has even launched. So it
nice.
spreads this hype. The influencers say, it comes out February 15th, be ready, have your wallets ready. And on February 15th, it's this big drop, and everybody already knows it. Everybody knows what their favorite influencer thinks about it. And that's just a really good example of kind of spreading hype about your product
Mhm,
through audiences that are essentially much larger than just yours. Between a single influencer on TikTok, they might have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of followers. And as a brand, it's really hard to garner that much attention as a brand. So when you collaborate with influencers that have credibility in your space, you're reaching such an incredible audience. And a lot of them have a really big bridge, I guess, of trust with their audiences. So
mm.
if a
It's
follower
important.
sees them, yeah, lots of support, lots of trust. And, in some industries want to be more like that influencer. So when they see somebody endorsing a product, see them really use it and test it out in a video, it's a really good way to spread hype, gain credibility, and put yourself in front of audiences that you might not reach otherwise.
Yep, I love it. A couple other areas where this is really valuable is restaurants. There are some
Mm-hmm.
amazing foodie influencers that maybe in your geographical area that have, tens of thousands of followers in a market is a really good follower count for a
Mm-hmm.
local brand or a local influencer. And you will see from restaurants and there's, clothing stores, you see direct traffic if you do it right. You can actually turn TikTok into a stream of prospects. But
Mm-hmm.
you've got to do it right. And
Yeah.
influencers are a huge part of that. Oh, wait, you know what we forgot to say quickly? Once you get an influencer to create content for you, you also get to use that content,
Yeah.
provided you negotiate that in your contract. So not
Yeah.
only are you getting their influence and their pull for your
Mm-hmm.
brand, but you're also getting some content that you can then put on your TikTok page, your Instagram, etc.
Yeah.
So moving along, you will constantly hear us talk about UGC, user generated content that looks like what you see your friends and family share. And when
Mm-hmm.
you notice customers posting about your product on TikTok or mentioning it,
Mm-hmm.
grab it and share it.
Mm-hmm.
What other ways would you suggest they leverage UGC on TikTok, Kylie?
On TikTok specifically, this is essentially grabbing it and sharing it, but you can stitch videos. So you can take a video and essentially build a separate video from that one that exists. So you can take just, somebody that randomly bought your product or your service, posted a positive review about it, mentioned it, take that video and make a video highlighting what they said, and then having somebody on your team maybe thank them, maybe
Mhm.
um, request collaborating with them more in the future, maybe touch more on what it is that they said. Or you can go to the person directly and say, hey, this is a really great review. We appreciate it. Can we share this directly on our page as is? Um,
Mhm.
and then another thing that you'll definitely hear us mention about UGC is it's another example of building that bridge from consumer to brand. So if a user sees that, oh my gosh, my favorite brand just shared my review or shared my TikTok, they're of course going to continue to buy from you in the future because they're so excited that they get to connect with you in that way and spread all of the positive things they have to say about your
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah, there's this thing called reciprocity in business that
Mm-hmm.
if you share someone's content, they're more likely to share yours. So in social media, that counts on all the channels. So you
Mm-hmm.
always want to be, just overall advice, overall recommendation is to be sharing the posts and things that mention your brand to give those people a little extra juice behind their content.
Yeah.
So, TikTok content is versatile. While it's an entertainment platform, I'm sure everybody in our audience has seen the repurposing of TikTok content on Facebook Reels, even on LinkedIn,
On
all over the
Instagram.
place,
Yep.
on YouTube. If you're
Yep.
making video, you want to repurpose it anywhere you can, and you also want to make sure it goes on YouTube because
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is the second most searched site after Google. So it's really important that you take and that you understand and actually focus on repurposing that TikTok content. So get creative, test and learn.
Yes.
Kylie, I'll let you take this one.
Yes. So this is a really fun one. TikTok at its heart obviously is entertainment platform, but it's also an incredible space to be creative. And one key reason for that is that everybody's For You page and what they see on a daily basis on TikTok is so vastly different. Mine and Lori's For You pages on TikTok, we could keep scrolling all day and never watch the same video. Like, not truly. I mean, we could go a week and not watch the same video.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting about that is when you have a team working together, collaborating to create entertaining and informative and educational content on the platform, you're going to have so many ideas flowing based on what everybody sees. There's so many trends that
Yep.
I've probably never seen, but another person on our team sees daily because it's trending in their circle.
Right.
So without collaborating and making it a team effort and floating ideas around and getting creative with trends, it's really hard to kind of keep scrolling and see the same thing over and over again. So it's a fun way to bring your team together, have everybody, get their creative juices flowing, for lack of a better phrase, and put effort towards something that really should and can be fun at its core.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're not having fun on TikTok, are you really living?
Right.
I don't know. All right. Now, we always like to wrap up by reminding you that if you need a little help getting started on TikTok, that's what we're here for. We are a digital marketing shop. We help busy marketers plan and execute social media, email marketing, websites, and SEO content that works. And we would love to help you too. So please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm an open networker there. You can reach me through my profile for queries if you're interested in, hearing what we might do for your brand. And Kylie, you're an open networker too?
Yes, yes, I am.
Yeah. So connect with either one of us or visit our website at popspeeddigital.com. And we'd love to help you out too. So that's what we've got for today. We'll see you next week for Hot Take Tuesday and Tuesdays at
Yes.
10. And then we'll be back next month with a little more expanded social media focused content like this one. So take care,
Perfect.
everybody. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.